Here, for example, there will be the first approach to this high. The approach will be good with the thing. A very strong movement for the buyer, seller. Look, here, reactions. I didn't see any at all for passing these highs. Above, there's another interesting high. We could create a zone around here, like this. But let's think about it. Entering against such a strong movement on a pullback with 5 minutes left until the candle closes. I'm a little nervous. But also, now we're going to approach the high, the first high. No, it's about to get intense here. 2 minutes for an upward move. Why go for an upward move? Look, this seems like a good high. It's the first one for the price, but there's something more interesting below. For example, from this price point, we had a strong downward movement. And from this price point, from the high, we only had one candle. Then there was another attempt for the buyers to immediately update their high, but no. So the specifics happened right at this spot, at these prices. We're passing it calmly without any reaction. I can assume that after this high is taken out, there might be some seller, but they won't be serious. Why am I afraid to enter on a pullback in this situation? Because behind the buyer, the approach, first of all, is a good big candle. Look at this and look. Overall, this movement behind the buyer is very strong. So right now, I'm purely taking an entry on the strong side with the strong candle, considering that there was no reaction here. This is unlikely to be interesting. And this moment from where we saw a good pullback and a good movement, downward might be more interesting for the buyer than this. At this moment, my logic is like this. I take 2 minutes just in case to quickly close the deal. Why 2? Just in case to grab. Plus, up to this high, there are 15-minute candles, right? So there are also 5-minute candles. So there's some distance here. I don't want to dive in and switch to a smaller time frame right now, but in the end, it's not giving me what I want. So let's open a follow-up position. Here, it's a bit more, 3 minutes for an entry to the upside. I've basically explained the logic. I apply exactly the same logic in the main market. It doesn't make a difference. Let's look at the reaction in the OTC. What will come out of this? King's point. What is this? How does it look on S5? Seriously, how does it look on S5? So plus, now we take it. Actually, it's a follow-up with 170 OTC points.